Greetings. Wow, what a week it's been so far trading the Forex market. It's been a week of hit and miss, and I'll show you why. Okay, so on the chart here, we've got the pound against the US dollar on Tuesday. We'll gloss over Monday because Monday, okay, it was a small little loss, but nothing really much to tell you about. Okay, so let's quickly dive into it. This is a 5-minute chart, pound against the US dollar. Okay, and for those of you who know me, I love to trade the London breakout strategy. London breakout strategy, just to simply clarify, it's the highs and lows of the Asian session, which run from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. I put this grey box around it, which shows you the range. And then basically you're looking for the breakout. Simple as what the title says. And you go long if it goes off, obviously up the top, or short if it goes out the bottom of the box. Okay. And this is on the pound against US. Now you can also do the London breakout strategy against the euro US, so various different currencies you can use the London breakout strategy for. I primarily either use the pound US or the euro US, and this is always the dilemma I have, and this is where the hit and misses comes in, as I'll show you later. So you give it up to approximately 11 o'clock UK time, so about 3 hours into the session. But what was interesting, and this is what I'm just keeping the surprise for you here, what is interesting was that on Tuesday there was an economic news report coming out. And I just want to show you, you should always go to, okay, this is Euro USD, and this is the same day on the Tuesday. And this is the Asian session here again. So you do exactly the same for the Euro US. You put the highs and lows of the Asian session, much narrower range, which is good for trading, I find. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to, I want to show you the Forex reports. This is Forex Factory. If you go online to it, you can see the news reports that are coming out. Basically, you can adjust it to how you want it. So the yellow boxes are low impact. You've got low impact, medium impact. What you want to worry about is the red boxes, which will have high impact on the currencies that you're dealing with. There's the currencies listed down on the left here. So for example, if we go to, where are we, on Tuesday, we've got retail sales, we've got the red box for the US dollar. And if we look at it, open the detail on the retail sales, it says change in total value of sales at the retail level. Okay, actual rate in the forecast is good for currency. And it was 0.0 compared to minus 0.3. So that was good for the currency. So that obviously means the US dollar is going to strengthen and the euro and the pound are going to weaken against it. And this is what happened. So if I go into the euro US, which is actually the one I traded, because the pound in US and euro US are correlated currencies, means they move in the same direction, but not necessarily at the same speed. So, or they don't necessarily always break out at the same time, or not together. So, just to clarify, it's the Asian session, and look, here we are. Here is the Asian session here, and you wait for a full candlestick. These are 5-minute candlesticks. Normally what I do is I'm looking for just 20 pips and a 15 pip trading stop, selling 1.5 return. But you wait for the full candlestick to come out, not just the wick. So I bought here, okay, but as you can see, it ranged. So that was approximately 9.15, and it ranged to about 1.30 when the report came out. And you can see US core retail sales report. Remember, that was good for the US dollar, and this is euro against the US dollar. So of course, the euro crashes against it, comes all the way down here. These are 5-minute candlesticks. So what I did was, because it had been ranging and it had been just sort of in profit, I think I eventually broke even, nothing to talk about, no loss, but just about, I decided to get out because I don't trade news reports. If you can trade news reports, then you've got a very clever system, you're a very clever person, all due respect to you. But I just think it's gambling. So as I've mentioned on previous video clips, I wouldn't trade the news report. Okay, so as it was ranging, it's going to go either two ways. It's going to go up or down, and it's a gamble, you know. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down based on this news report? And sometimes even the forecasters don't get it right. So I'm not going to gamble with it. So I got out, and that was a real good miss for me, real good miss. And the same thing happened if you look at the pound and US. So we go to the pound US. Remember, they moved the same. So the pound US, I didn't have a buy-in because it didn't break out. I think it broke out at 115. But as you can see, a big dip again because the pound is weakening against the US dollar because the US dollar is so strength based on this core retail sales report. So that was a near miss, but that near miss is as good as a win. So we'll stick with the pound in US and we'll go up to Wednesday where we are today now. Okay, and it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon here on Wednesday. As you can see, notice this line up here. This is July 2023 high for the pound against the US dollar. Now the pound has been strengthening recently, and I made some money off it because the Labour government got in, and industry, investors, they see it as a good thing basically, because Conservative government have been in for 14 years, and they're hoping for more stability from the Labour government. There's also a lot of new business policies Labour government are introducing, things like loosening planning permission on building houses, so that's good for the construction industry. So this is where the fundamentals come in. I'm primarily look at price action, but sometimes you have to look at fundamentals as well. So the pound has been strengthening, but I was very wary this morning, and this is where the fear comes in. You've got greed and fear in the marketplace of trading the pound against the US dollar, because look, the 5-minute chart has gone up. It's just broken the July 23 high, but it's come back down again. And the reason I was wary, because if you go back to Monday, it did try to break it and it didn't quite break it. But again, yet again, maybe I should have had more faith in the pound. Look at the fundamentals. We've got the state opening the parliament today, which when Labour government is formally stated as the government, and they're introducing their new policies. So I should look at that as well. And eventually, all resistance is going to be broken, and then that becomes support. And sure enough, it did. Look, it's gone way above the July 2023 high. It's starting to come back down now, but you can see it's really broken it. So instead, what I did was I went with the Euro US. Now, even though I say that, okay, that's the basket. There we go, Euro US. Okay, we'll come back to US dollar basket in a minute, but here's a Euro US. That was Tuesday, and we'll go across to Wednesday today. And I think I went with the Euro US because, as I said, I was worried about the resistance there, and we've got a really nice tight range here, which I like because that means it's more liable to break out. And so I bought at 10911.4. I was a bit worried because it started to come back down, and I was worried because even though pound and US and Euro US are in the same direction, the pound's got more fundamentals on its side at the moment as regards to the new Labour government, whereas the euro not so much. So it was coming back down, so I was getting a bit worried. But then we get this nice straight up. The trade was automatically closed at 10,931.5, £12 a pip, £241.20. And because what I do is I set the trades, and I'd put a 15 pip trailing stop and a 20 pip return, so it's 1.5 return. Okay, and you're probably saying, well, I could have got more. I mean, it's come back down now, gone back up again. It came back down to where my stop was at 12.05, and the profit was at 9.45. But remember, this is where the greed comes in. We had the fear before. I was worried about doing the pound against the US dollar. This is greed. I could have been going for maybe 30 pips, 40 pips. But let me give you some advice. You can never time the exact entry and exit of any trade. Okay, you can maybe use other indicators like moving averages that might help you, but you're never going to get all of the trade. You're never going to get all of the move. So don't try and get all of the move. I go with the move. I go with this little trend here. I don't predict what's going to happen. I don't predict I could get 30 pips, 40, 50 pips, because it's not always going to be like that. And you can never fully predict the market. You can only trade what you see. And you'd be a fool to try and predict it. And this is where greed comes in, because people go for too many pips and it doesn't quite reach. If I set a limit for 40 pips one day and it doesn't get there, then I'm not making money. And should I be unhappy? Of course I'm not unhappy, because people might say, well, you lost out on that. I didn't lose out on that because I wasn't still in the trade. I stuck to my trading plan, stuck to my trading goal was to get 20 pips. I got the 20 pips, and if you can get 20 pips every day at £12 a pip, £241.20 profit, you're not going to complain. It's a winning trade at the end of the day, and this is how your mindset's got to think. You'll think of the glass half full. It's not always going to be, look, it's up 36.9 the euro at the moment. against the US. Now here, look, this is US dollar basket. This is another indicator that I also use when I'm deciding to use a London breakout strategy. So just briefly, US dollar basket is a basket of currencies that are traded against US dollar, and the main currencies in that are the pound and the euro. And you can see since this morning, it's been going, look at this, a lovely down. I've drawn in this trend line. You can see it's going down. It's starting to come back up now. It looks like it's bottoming out now, but this lovely trend. So I look at that as well, because you know that if the US dollar basket that's going down, then more than likely the currencies against the dollar will be going up. Conversely, if it's going up, then you know the currencies more than likely are going to be going down, like the uh, euro and the pound. Okay, so that's another thing that I look for. I also look for, if I bring it up, say look at the pound in US, which now it's starting to come back down again, but it's 50 pips today. Another thing I look for is client sentiment. See, 70% short. So even though it's starting to come back down, when I went in 69% short, because most traders are wrong. So you go the other side of that, and sure enough, it worked. So there are various different factors. So even though the London breakout strategy is a simple strategy, there are many other indicators you look at, and you do it on different time frames, and you look at taking different profits and different stops. And you might say, well, if we go back to the Euro US, maybe I could have put a trailing stop on it and just followed the profit up. Well, I did have a trailing stop, but I also like to have a limit, to have certainty that I'm going to get that profit. And as I say, most people would be happy with 20 pips a day and £241 a day. So, I'm more than happy with that. And that's it for today. That's it. Done and dusted. I was worried I wasn't going to get it because I missed out on the pound US, but I got it on the Euro US. It's a winning trade. It's all good. If you want to see more of my London breakout strategies, I've done quite a few videos on it, giving you hints and tips on it. So just have a look at the running trader, go and subscribe, and you'll see more about how I trade the London breakout strategy. I'm planning on uploading at least one video a week. So if you get my teeth in, if you subscribe to the running trader, then you'll see plenty more videos like this. So yeah, it's been a good day, and hopefully I'll see you over at my channel, The Running Trader. See you soon.